give you a quick walkthrough of how we're investing the roughly $2 billion a year in R&D that we are. Now, the most prolific and the most ubiquitously distributed products from Sun are our software products. And these are software products that run on literally billions of devices across the world. We estimate the Java platform, the Java runtime platform, runs on well over 1 billion PCs in the world. More than 1 billion phones are powered by Java. And this is increasingly dashboards, consumer electronics devices. With the Victory, the Blu-ray high-definition DVD standard appears to have delivered into the industry. That means that the majority of the world's next-generation DVD players will be running Java. We see Java powering the network infrastructures of startups across the world, as well as big businesses across the world. So we literally touch what we believe to be a majority of all internet-connected devices through that Java platform. That doesn't mean that we directly monetize all of them. It just means the market is open for Sun. So the Java brand is also one of the most ubiquitous brands in the world. Why? Because most folks tend to see it on their phones. And I got a wonderful story. I was with my niece recently, who had just come back from a school overseas, and she said, "Look, I saw your company's logo on my phone." And she pointed to the Java logo on the phone, and I asked her, "Well, what does it mean to you?" And she said, "Well, I guess it means my game is about to start." And that's good. That's a good brand association. Good things are about to come. So when you look across the brands that are up here, and these are very much these are no longer simply software technologies. These are media properties. These are technologies around which communities are being built and communities are building. So our NetBeans development platform is an IDE, not only for building Java-based applications, but Ruby applications and increasingly web-based Perl, PHP, and Python applications. This is a means for Sun to talk to a very large developer community. If you look at what's happening with Solaris, and I'll give you some interesting pictures in a moment, we're seeing it downloaded, distributed, propagated, put up on mirrors, and it's now extending our reach as a business to every corner of the earth. If you look at the success of OpenOffice, OpenOffice is a free office productivity application. We now estimate the number of registered users across the world to be about 100 million. We're now downloading about 1 million copies of OpenOffice every week. And what's the value of that? The value of that is we get to meet 1 million new potential customer opportunities. We're in a position to share our brand and to communicate and promote our values to not tens of millions, but hundreds of millions of people across the world. So effectively using our technologies as media assets to go reach markets, to go open markets, create a dialogue, and ultimately create revenue opportunities. So there's a whole variety of other technologies that are on here. Glassfish, which alongside MySQL I think is going to be a fabulous platform for next generation web developers, are opening markets for us, and they're creating dialogue. Not all customers in the world will pay for these products before they use them. Very few actually will. And as Martin Mikos, who's the CEO of MySQL, likes to say, there are two kinds of companies in the world. Those that are willing to spend time to save money, and they dominantly use free software, and those that are willing to spend money to save time. And those are the largest companies in the world that want commercial support for free software assets. So as I said, we plan on being the standard bearer for the key open source communities that are building out in the marketplace, delivering platforms not only to developers but ultimately to enterprises that want to use those open source technologies to go fuel and drive their businesses. So this is an absolutely core business for Sun. We have a few key audiences, developers and architects as much as senior level decision makers like CIOs. And increasingly you're going to see our focus on driving toward those three markets we just described, the enterprise infrastructure market, the high performance computing marketplace, and the web infrastructure marketplace, as yielding not just new innovations from Sun, but also acquisitions. And just to help you think about that for a moment, one of the most important acquisitions we made last year was of a little company called Cluster File Systems. They make a file system technology, a parallel file system technology that is pervasive in the high performance computing marketplace. It's called Lustre. And that put us into a very different position with the high performance computing marketplace, because now we can talk to them directly about the innovations that we have on the system side. If you look at the acquisitions we've made in the web world, MySQL is obviously the most prominent there. if you look at the assets and the acquisitions we have in the enterprise infrastructure world, you can begin to see we're planning on building out a portfolio of properties that allow us to cultivate communities and ultimately build big markets as well.